Hello, everyone out there in YouTube world, Spotify too. Um, we are on episode number 49 of Real Life is Friends podcast with one of your hosts. I'm one of your hosts, Kimberly,
I'm Meela.
and we have a very interesting show for you tonight. We have we're gonna discuss Will Smith pole to pole. It's on
Uh-huh.
Hulu, right? Hulu?
Hulu via Nat Geo via Hulu.
National Geographic.
Yeah,
Okay.
National
Okay.
Geographic. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, so we have a very, like I said, interesting show. We're going
Yeah, I know
to
she didn't want to watch it.
absolutely not. Let's just be honest. This is not something I watch
We
at
can't get
all.
two. We ain't gonna get 2 weeks in a row where we both agree on this.
We're not.
Maybe next week,
Mhm.
because I think she surprised me with what she said she was watching today.
Yeah.
Shocked. I didn't even make the recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, of course we know that. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's yeah.
I know how we operate.
But nonetheless, we're going to have a very great show for you. We're going to talk about the trending things. We're going to talk about all the things you want to know our opinion on. Because
Uh-huh.
again, we are when the group chat make it to a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So for this week of what we are watching, like I said, Will Smith pole to pole. And let's be honest, I would have never watched this in for nothing, no reason. I would have never watched it. Never, ever. It's not my scene. It's not my cup of tea. And then we only watched the first 3 episodes. If I had to watch more than those 3 episodes, definitely not happening. Whew.
Oh, I finished it. Now don't ask me why it seemed like all of them was on there, but
It
I know I
seemed that
watched
like
at
it
least
had
6 episodes.
it had dates on there though.
Right, it had dates on it, but I was watching them with the dates that was for the next 2-3 weeks. And they probably
Oh.
didn't mean to do that, but I watched them.
Yeah, I stopped at 3. You told me 3 and I stopped at 3. Um and I struggled to
Well,
watch the third one. I was really out here struggling with my life like whew.
seriously,
Basically
yeah.
this is Will Smith going on an adventure becoming an explorer. Um he basically wants to basically go from pole to pole. So basically South Pole to North Pole, and visit all of the 7 continents. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the first 3 episodes the first episode consists of Antarctica, and then the
Ooh,
second and third episode consisted of the Amazon and
the
then the
Amazon.
jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you really struggle?
It's not like it was boring. Nothing was really exciting about it at all. Like I really did struggle. I really did struggle. Did I watch it? Yes. Did I take notes? Yes. Did I struggle? Absolutely.
Mm, really?
Yep.
I thought it was. Well, let me say this. I think probably when he set out on this adventure to go pole to pole was right after, and I think so. You stopped at the Amazon, so I think maybe like either the fourth or the fifth episode, he kind of mentioned the incident that happened at the Oscars,
Because
and so I think this was. Go ahead.
I thought it had been recorded. So I remember when he first got on social media. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe that this is right after he got on social media when he went on these adventures. I tried to pull up the information to figure out, but I couldn't really, and I'll double check again. But I believe this was had to be recorded like
Right after.
2023, 2024. Maybe, I guess 2024. No, 2023.
Yeah, because when did that incident happen?
Let me see. Well,
Because I feel like it might have been 3.
this was
3.
right after. Hey, auntie and uncle.
Hey, uncle, auntie.
This happened in 2022. The slap happened in 2022.
The slap? Really?
Mm-hmm.
So that was 4 years ago.
They said March 27, 2022. Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. So he mentioned, like I say,
because keep in mind, didn't he win for what you say?
Did he win what?
I think this is when he won for King Richard, right?
Yes. That was it. That was it. Because I think after he slapped that man, then maybe the next 2-3 awards he won. Winners he won. But he mentioned that incident there, because I think that might have been when he was with some monks or whatever. And he was saying, like, when the incident happened of him at the Oscars, he felt relieved because he didn't have to be perfect. And I think maybe my computer is reconnecting.
I can hear you.
I think we'll find out.
Yeah, I can hear you and everything.
Because she can't hear me.
I can hear you. You may not be able to hear me, but I can hear you.
Okay. Just felt like, I don't know if it was reconnecting or what. But so he felt like okay. So he was saying again, a burden was lifted off him because he no longer had to be perfect or whatever. Not to excuse what he did, but I guess he had this squeaky clean image, and squeaky clean rapper. Not all his movies weren't squeaky clean, but he was, Hollywood royalty, I guess, so to say. So I think this little show here is giving him an opportunity to just kind of maybe step outside his comfort zone and just kind of explore and not be Hollywood Will. Although he was still Hollywood Will, because he had them people with him and film.
I don't feel like he was Hollywood the episodes that I watched, the 1, 2, 3. I didn't feel like he was.
Do you feel like he was, in addition to being adventurous, like really just trying to find himself?
Because then he say something about trying to find happiness. I know I didn't watch episode 4 or whatever, but I think linked to episode 4, like at the end of 3, he was talking about like finding his happiness, and the person was like, you have to hold on, because I made a note of this. I'm positive I made a note of this. Of what
have to be present, because if that's the one where the man was like, feel the earth, smell the dirt, listen to the sounds, all of that stuff. Because I think he was just so busy being Hollywood.
I know he was saying something about
what happiness was.
No, he was saying something along the lines of, in order to find true happiness, you have to come to terms with death or something like that.
Now that, let me say this. I don't know if me being happy mean I have to come to terms with death. Now that I don't think I quite got. Maybe I've had. I mean, because I don't feel I have. In order for me to die peacefully, I have to, or to know that I have. I mean, we all have to die. Everybody got a number. We just don't know when. But I don't know. Maybe he was scared of death. I don't know. But it was something that we all have to do. We don't know when. Maybe I misinterpret that. I don't know.
I,
Because I'm gonna be
but
happy. Because I know I got to die, so I might as well just live it up and baby have myself a good time.
I feel like, to me, when I heard that, again, I didn't watch. Obviously, I didn't watch episode 4, but when I heard that, it made me think that you don't appreciate your happiness until it's almost gone. So that's what I interpreted out of that statement, because sometimes people take a lot of things for granted, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
was the way of saying, like, no, face what could happen if you're no longer here. Then you don't have anything to necessarily worry about. So once you get to that point of realizing that this could all be gone, you truly find happiness in
But I think
in
for
just
him, he
living.
didn't realize. But I think for him, he didn't realize that what he knew was going to be gone was when he did that slap. Because he knew then he had to really probably find him some happiness then.
Yeah, well, I think doing that, a lot of things was going on, you know,
I
because
feel like I still feel like with him is that he was perfect in the eyes of Hollywood. And nobody's perfect,
mm-mm,
but I think in the eyes of Hollywood, he was perfect. He was that man. He was your safe black man.
of course, yes,
He was he was your safe. He was the black man that could mix and mingle in any room. He ain't gonna be too hood. He gonna be refined. He gonna be educated or whatever. And the true will came out that night when he slapped Chris. And so I think that's when he was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to lose everything I got."
yeah,
And so now let me appreciate the wealth that I have, because he know that it could dwindle down at any moment. Him getting
yeah,
movie roles, you see what I'm saying? Because think how many circles and things he was in, and now he's not in anything, or not as in any in crowds as much as he was then. Being in the
yeah,
in
because
crowd, because being in that in crowd, that's happiness, because you you belong, so to say. Maybe he didn't know who he was before then. But till he got the fame, he didn't know how to balance it out. Maybe, and now that happened. Now he got to figure out. Oh shit! I'm no longer the safe person or the cool guy, because now they don't really probably see they don't see what I'm about.
yeah, I think for him, based on what's going on, just a lot. And I do remember him saying, making mention and saying something along the lines of, you have to find your own happiness. You can't look for happiness in your spouse. You have to have your own happiness. Um, I still can't find out when exactly was filmed, but I feel like it was filmed not when he got on social media, because I remember him being like on a boat or something.
Okay.
And yeah, when let me Google when he got on social media. When did Will Smith get a
I thought he
Instagram?
was always on it.
Mm-mm.
So you telling me he was never on the social and the media?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Well, it says that he was on it in 2016, but maybe it wasn't.
I think he probably became more active during that time. Doing, right after in 2020, you said that was what, 2023?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe it was like 2023, 2024. I don't know.
I think it was to me. I guess it was nice to kind of. I know I would not want to try and get to that north or south pole, cold as it was, and not being able to see anything but just straight land. I'm talking about you don't know where you're going. You can just be walking in circles, and I don't know if I want to go there. Now, I would probably like to go to the Amazon. I think that would be nice. Not in the cave, and
Absolutely, absolutely not.
not in the cave part. I don't want to see spiders as big as my head, or you know, not trying to
Oh,
find the anaconda.
anaconda.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I would like to see the birds and the different things out there. But and also too, it was enlightening too. That, you have people that actually live there, and
Yeah.
they have like their own language. Like there's several different languages being spoke there, and some of them are going to be extinct because they're not passing them along.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to me because then I was like, I would like to know, like they having these babies, like who is the doctor? Like where y'all getting y'all tools at? I mean, I know y'all making stuff out of the out of the leaves and things, but and them people they didn't look sick. They look healthy. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
I would like
a
to
lot
know.
of things, they ain't always had, medical equipment. So,
But true. I
yeah,
mean, because I
so
think they was the ones that was like they just got water. I think it was like just the water filtrating system that they had got. So, I mean, and we all live with a bunch of unnecessary stuff. We've got accustomed to having our electronic devices and you know being able to go to the store,
yeah.
all of that stuff. So we've gotten, and I know I wouldn't be able to survive out there because baby, I'll be lost.
Well, I think I think just like anything, if you grew up in that area, in that time frame, in that area, it wouldn't none of this would be unfamiliar with you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, Now I do remember Will talking about when the kids was jumping and sliding in the mud and all that stuff, and he was
Yeah,
like,
and they
"What
look
I would give
happy.
as a little kid to be able to do that." Or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know about sliding in mud, but I did used to make mud pies. They were awesome. They were
But think about it.
awesome.
It's normal. It's normal for them to slide in mud and get in that water. I mean, it wasn't like that water was crystal blue. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
No,
muddy.
it was muddy. It was brown. It was brown. It was
But
definitely brown.
let me tell you, and they was living their best life. They was just as happy as they wanted to be. Rolling and slipping and sliding and jumping in the water, but they were happy.
Yeah.
So, but again, just to see the life, see life in the eyes of a kid and how they just enjoy, like they was just enjoying what they had, and then you had some people that still wore the authentic, what's I guess
Attire.
nothing. attire, which was barely nothing. I'm talking about everything hanging. Uh,
Mm,
and then you had some that still, kind of had some, t-shirts and shorts on or whatever. Um, so I liked it. I mean, it was nice to see something adventurous and you know what happens around the world. Places that I don't know if I will ever go visit, but who knows?
Now I did learn some things. Me learning about Antarctica from the guy from
Uh-huh.
Brazil and stuff like that about um it being a desert, and I was like, hmm, interesting. He was like, yeah, this is a dry place, like it's drier than the Sahara Desert. Um and when they were talking about the Sky River,
Mm.
um and talking about the layers of the ice that has to shows the history of what happened in the other, you know,
Right.
continents or whatever. Because when I grew up, I was always told that the Amazon, like, never mess with the ecosystem of the Amazon because everything, that goes on throughout the world, travels through the Amazon. So I was shocked to know that apparently it also travels to the Antarctic and go freezes. So that was definitely interesting.
Mhm.
Um, what else
Yeah, because
that
think
he
about.
said?
I mean, I guess it's interesting to think that everything has a starting place of a way it originated at. But just think of
Mhm.
all the animals, and even with the Amazon, just think of everything that's flying around and that's growing. Like it was dirt in that tree. You remember that? Or maybe it's further down in the episode, but
Okay.
like how they were in those trees, and it was just like everything was just steady growing.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Different kind of bugs, different kind of birds. It was eye opening for me, and then too, just to think of what's at the bottom of all of that ice in the Antarctica. Just think of
Yeah.
what's down there.
Well, the
Like
Sky
what is
River,
frozen.
the Sky River being, this huge thing, and also this Sky River. And if you haven't watched it, basically the Sky River is basically just saying that um everything, the river is also in the sky. That's the best way to explain it. And it stretches throughout all the continents, um I think, for the most part, and obviously, so therefore obviously bigger than the biggest river that we've known of. And because of the Sky River, that is what is causing some of the, I want to call them iceberg, but maybe
Hmm.
just ice, to go into the ocean in Antarctica. Um, and I was like, that was interesting. They was like, so basically, a whole bunch of the history is being wiped away once the water reaches the iceberg, or the ice, and it drops into the ocean. So they lose a lot of history, just like that, because they mentioned, the ring around the rings in the trees signifies whew, signifies, how old the tree is and all this stuff. And
Hmm.
they were just basically saying the ice in Antarctica is basically the same way. Like I said, I did find that, especially that information, very, very, very interesting, because I never, like I said, I was always told Amazon this, Amazon that, like, but I didn't realize how much everything. And they were like, when he said, we knew when it was a volcano in such and such, because the air
Hmm.
traveled to Antarctica and then became frozen. So, or ice or whatever. And I was like, hmm,
Hmm.
that's that's interesting. So that's how they knew exactly, like, 10 years ago it was a volcano, da 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 da. And I thought that was very, very interesting. Um
Can you
Also,
imagine though? Like I mean, like that man. He said, how long did it take for him to walk when he went the first time, when he was walking in over there trying to get to the pole thing.
I
I
don't
feel like he
remember.
had said how long it took for him to walk there. But can you imagine just being like working and saying, okay, I'm going to work and I'm working in the Antarctica
Well,
or the, or
this
the,
is
or the, or the, or the North or the South Pole, wherever it is. Can you imagine that?
well. See, this is where this is especially this more than anything. I would be more concerned about medical issues in Antarctica than the Amazon. Only
Mm.
because you are still surrounded by a whole bunch of people in the Amazon, baby. It's just you and three other people in the Antarctica, baby.
In a medicine box, a first aid kit, and a
Like
first
at least
aid kit.
somebody probably got some kind of knowledge, done let some things you know, be marked down from the ancestors and everything. Antarctica, you there. And
Froze.
you there. Um
I
that
don't even
was
think there'd be enough layers of clothes. Like even when he was walking, he was like, "I'm still freezing, or my face is freezing." Like I couldn't imagine just being like, how many layers of clothes do you have to put on?
well, I think it's for us, we would probably have to be like 15, 20 layers. But for them, they have gotten accustomed to it. So I feel like because they are more accustomed to it, they don't have to do as much. Because your body naturally, I think your body just naturally, goes to that temperature or whatever and regulates itself. So I think that, yeah, especially you doing that throughout the whole time. That's
Mm,
why you have the people, like, for people that are not used to that, that's the different. That's why you have people literally that are from up north. They come down to the south and it's like 30 degrees and they have shorts on and a t-shirt. And you're like, why are you in a shorts and a t-shirt? And they're like, because to them that's hot. 30 degrees is hot because they used to -10 or -5. So
I
30
remember.
degrees is like
I,
it's like a sunny day to them.
I remember when I had did travel when I was in San Diego.
Yeah.
I think it was like 50 degrees. Let's say 50 degrees. And they had an inclement weather thing like sent out. I was like, this is inclement weather? Like 50 degrees? No, inclement weather at home is 20 and under. That's inclement weather. Y'all right here got to send out a mass email talking about inclement weather. No, 50 is not it. But I get it because if they're used to sunshine or there is rain or whatever, and then if it gets a certain tip, I can see that when you're used to being somewhere where it's warm a
Yeah.
majority of the time.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I think they are, like I said, probably more accustomed to it. Now, something else that I did also, the guy that was from Brazil, I think all of them were from Brazil.
Well, from
But
somewhere around in there.
he was talking about I never even seen snow. Like he was like, I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I never even seen snow. Baby, you going to Antarctica for your first time? Like, baby, you could have just went to Chicago or New York or something. Like, figure something out.
He could have went to Colorado or somewhere.
Okay. Like, you don't go from like never seen snow a day in my life to all you see is snow and ice. Like, I thought that was, strange. Now the first guy that was in the Amazon, this episode number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
One with the snakes, the one like the
yeah,
snakes.
when he was talking about the fact that he had meningitis and he basically had survivor guilt or whatever it's called,
Mm.
survivor remorse, survivor guilt, whatever it is, because he had meningitis and stuff like that, and that's how, um, because he's like I can't remember exactly what they call it, but he's basically a venom specialist. That's how I'm going to consider his job. He has some other name, but that's what he does. And they were talking about the fact that all of these, there's like certain medications for like high blood pressure and strokes that are basically the low dosage version of basically some venom from some kind of animal, pet, whatever.
Because he was like, he loves snakes. Like, he was all in them trees and found one that was like green, and he was like,
yeah, that green snake was really green, and I said, I ain't never seen it. If I see that, I'm running. I'm getting out of there. Because this is a different kind of green, baby. I ain't never seen a green snake a day in my life. I ain't seen that many snakes anyway, but I'm like, this.
But you wouldn't even know it though. Think about it. If you was down there in them Amazon just roaming free, you wouldn't know that was a snake. Because if you're looking at the trees and the leaves, you'd be like, oh, that's a pretty leaf. And boom, it's a snake.
I know.
But it was a pretty color. Green.
Yeah, it was. Will did have me laughing when he was told to go, when he was in the cave and he was told to put those spiders in, find the insect bugs or whatever you want to call them and put them in those bottles. And he was like, no, I done seen that one before. He just didn't want to put nothing in the bottle because he was afraid.
And I would have been afraid.
But
when you got one about big as your head right now.
Yeah. Shit. And he was saying that like the most potent ones, let me get my note, pull my note up about that one. Oh, he said the higher the venom, the more beneficial that particular like venom creature is. Because I don't know what to call them, insect, bugs, I don't know. The
venom, that's from the snake, so that'd be a reptile.
No, because you get it also from like the tarantulas and the scorpions and stuff like that. So that's why I'm just gonna call them venom creatures. Venom creatures.
Venom creatures.
Yeah. Because I don't know what it is, like, because it could be snakes, it could be like the spiders, like, and then I don't know what it is, so they're venom creatures. Any animal, insect, whatever organism has venom. We'll just go there. But so I thought that was very, 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 very interesting that they are literally making medicine out of a poisonous spider venom.
Well, I honestly think that, but no, you know what? I think in that Amazon with all those different species and trees and leaves and all of that stuff, like that man said, it's probably a cure for cancer down there.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how those people.
But like, how would you even know? Like, obviously, they probably test on animals. I mean, they probably test on rats because to know exactly what dosage to give somebody that didn't kill them. Like, I'm just saying, like, what you do, just take steps down and be like, oh, like, because how do you do it? Like, you give a rat high blood pressure and you're like, oh, well, this dose didn't kill you, so the next dose go down. I mean, like, it killed them, so I got to get another animal. They got high blood pressure and give them a lower dosage. Like, I'm just saying, I don't know how. Like, I was like, Will, like, how did you find out this information? Because to me, that is the most random thing ever. Like, if I do it in the lowest dose possible, this could save your life. This could help with your stroke. This could help with your high blood pressure. But if I do anything over that, you could die.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think this is what I think. Because think about it. Out there, those 28 different languages of people in the Amazon. Think about when they're sick. And so they had to pass along, like you say, okay, you remember when, who knows what names are in the Amazon? You remember when Ricky from 20 years ago, we gave him 12, hell, I don't know, 12 drops or something. And that really didn't work for him. We might have should have did 8. I don't know. I just feel like there's no science, no written science out there in the Amazon. And I think that those people, that stuff been saving.
But it has to be science. It has to be science. Otherwise, you dead.
But no, but what if them people just they living off the land? They just living off the land, and here we come as Americans coming in there trying to do science and stuff. But think about what them people have been doing before. They was really just the law of the land, mixing up stuff.
Yeah.
But they ain't always been scientists.
Well, that's why I said that you were talking about them, you know, babies and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, they should be fine because
again, think about it. They ain't getting there are no vaccines in the Amazon with them families, with them tribes.
But they're more than likely eating things that
they eat healthy. I can give them,
that help build their immune system. So
right.
I think that's what it comes down to with them. They don't necessarily need the vaccines per se because one, they also don't allow too many outsiders as well.
Right. Because they mentioned how many they let out there.
Yeah, so they don't allow that many outsiders. So that helps with controlling, you know, diseases and people bringing in, you know, just different germs, I should say, different germs and stuff like that into them. So
you remember, I think this was a while back, and I don't know what I saw this on, how somebody went out there to them good people in the rainforest, and they got shot because they was trying to give them the word of God. They was trying to deliver Bibles.
So it is one of the, I can't think of the name of it, but I do remember they were talking about it's some particular tribe or whatever that do not allow outsiders at all. And even the guy that was talking on the 3rd episode, like he was like, you know, you got this opportunity to come out here because they don't even normally allow anyone to come out there.
Much less a film crew.
But I also think he did it because of the issue that they were having with the oil spills. I think that even if he doesn't know Will Smith, he knows that he probably felt like that could have been something to help the cause of the whole issue with the oil spills and all that stuff into the Amazon and stuff like that. So I think that was more so a strategic reason, which I don't necessarily blame them. And they probably had to, you know, adhere to so many different things, you know, what you can't bring, what you can't wear, what you know, maybe they had to take different vaccines or something just to enter. You know, I could see them like doing like, okay, it's going to be like completely quarantined. Because apparently from my understanding, Will was on his adventure for 100 days.
Right.
That's the only thing I can figure out because they won't tell me a date. But they said he was on this adventure for like 100 days. So I can imagine that he probably had to, once he left Antarctica, he probably had to like kind of be quarantined some before going to that jungle, being around those people that, you know, to make sure you don't have anything, you know, getting tested for stuff. Yeah.
You know, because I mean, even if with him going to the Amazon, I mean, I would think also too, he would have to get, what is it, malaria, whatever they get those, you know, those different vaccines people get like when they go to Africa or whatever. I guess it's malaria.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But I can see him definitely having to be quarantined. But I wonder too, like, did he really stay in like Antarctica? We know they ain't got no Hilton or no Marriott. So he was definitely in the trailer, you know, whatever. But like when he was there in the Amazon, I would like to know, where did you sleep at? Like, okay, you was on the road for 100 days. how many days did you spend in each place? And like, where did you sleep? How did you eat? What did you do in between those days of being in each continent? I would like to know, because those episodes are only an hour long, if
Yeah.
they're an hour, and that's with commercials. So, what was it that you really did, and where did you stay? Especially, like, I would like to know in the Amazon. I know ain't no Airbnb out there either. So, was he in
True.
trees? Was he in the net? Did he
He
have to?
probably he probably just had like a tent or whatever. Or they could also just lot of carbon footprint, but they could also have just taken a private, airplane to back and forth from a hotel to wherever. Um, it's possible. I thought the airplane being in Antarctica was just weird. That was just weird to me. I was like, so we're just gonna sit this airplane right here and just go in and get supplies.
I
Okay.
mean, think about it. There's plenty of landing space for it.
Mm,
It's flat. Now, my thing would be, okay, what GPS are y'all using to get the actual miles and all of that stuff of where to land? I mean, there was like a little ball there or something, and people put their little flags and things up. Uh, but I would like a little bit more, just a little bit more information, Will. Like, where did you stay? That's what I want to see. I want to see the behind the scenes of where
mm,
you live. Where did you stay? Especially in the Amazon. I think Antarctica, we know where he stayed at there.
yeah.
And he probably only spent, I wouldn't spend no 25 days there. Let me tell you they get 7 days max out of me in at the North Pole. That's about all you can get out of me. You can tell me whatever I need to know in 7 days. I don't need to know nothing else. Rest of you can put it in a PowerPoint presentation, and I can read it
Well,
in route to the next place.
I think because they were talking about like altitude in the air and stuff like that, it may not be able to just easily go and do something without it being like real hard. Like I can only imagine that like what you can normally do here, maybe like several hours, probably with the air pressure and all that stuff. You like, I got 2 hours max before it starts to be a problem. And then
Yeah.
again, there's no medical really. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out.
Because it all looks the same. It ain't like no igloo or nothing out there.
Yeah, you just got to figure it out.
Just straight ice
Yeah.
on skis. Just dragging whatever it was they was dragging along with them, like a little boat. Just dragging
You're like a
and
little
moving.
canoe. Yeah.
But I liked it. I think I'll watch it again just to make sure, see what I didn't miss. And maybe one day I get enough money to go to the Amazon.
You really want to go to the Amazon?
I would go there. No, if I knew I had somewhere to stay.
They got a hut. I'm pretty sure they got a hut.
I mean, I would like to at least see it. I mean, I'm sure it's breathtaking, to be there and just kind of
Dangerous.
experience it. You wouldn't want to go?
Absolutely not. Nothing
Why?
about because they got animals in there that are just roaming free and that's their
Oh,
area
God.
and I don't have time for none of that. Because I don't even understand how the people take the random vacations and they leave their window open and then like the little monkey comes. Baby, what is y'all talking about? The window is not gonna be open. And if a monkey comes, I'm leaving.
Would you?
I'm
Where's that place? Where the people go? Is that Thailand where the people go and the monkeys be jumping on them?
That's one
Clearly,
of
I
the
guess you won't be going
places.
there,
That's one of the places.
and you wouldn't go.
But a lot of Caribbean places that I've seen people like, oh, they left the window open and then the little monkeys or whatever come out there and even get all their food and stuff like that. And I'm not fighting with a monkey for food. I'm not doing it. You can have it. In fact, you know what? You can have the whole room. Whatever luggage I brought, it's fine. You can have it. I got other clothes at home. I'll figure it out. I'm not doing that.
Would you get your wallet? You need something to get back home, so you need your identification. So you go.
I get my cell phone.
Your passport is in that suitcase with that monkey.
Embassy. I go to the embassy then. I figure something out. Ain't no way. I'm like, why do y'all? I never understand why they keep opening the doors and then wonder, like the windows and stuff like that, and then wonder why these animals are there. Like, I'm confused. like at this point you slow, and I don't like that for you.
So so in other words, Kim ain't don't ask her to go nowhere where monkeys are running free. Any animal, matter of fact, dog, cat, donkey, anything that's running free.
Mm.
Don't invite
I'm
Kim.
not opening a balcony. I'm not opening a window. We're not opening the balcony. We're not doing any of that stuff because no.
You don't want to go like and feel the breeze and see. You wouldn't go to Bali. Well,
I can feel the breeze, but the moment I need to probably wear one of those little wind costume like Missy Elliott. I can't stand the rain. So they can't touch me. Yep. That's my story. That's what I'm sticking to. Any other thoughts about that?
No, but you all watch it. It's on Hulu. Pole to
Mhm.
Pole with Will Smith.
Yep.
Check it out, people. Check it
So
out. Check it out. Check it out.
for the group chat check-in, Meela is going to be the this is going to be the first time Meela hears the story. So today, um, I had to, for work purposes, go to the Social Security office. I never been to the Social Security office a day in my life. I listened to what the person said, sign in, do everything, get my little ticket. This person sits in front of me and they are asking me 50,000 questions. Baby, I've never been here either. I don't know the answer. She's asking about Wi-Fi. Baby, I don't know anything about this Wi-Fi. Tama, do you know the Wi-Fi password? What's the Wi-Fi? Lady, I don't know anything. I am using my phone that has unlimited data on it.
This was
So,
another. This was another consumer at the Social Security office.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So, um, she ends up asking me to watch her items. She's sitting in front of me because she kept on turning around, looking at me, asking me 50,000 questions. She proceeds to then tell me to watch her stuff, and I said, okay, fine. She goes and asks the people about the Wi-Fi, and they tell her, I think they told her to go to the library. And I'm like, I don't think we anywhere near this library, but okay, whatever works.
Okay.
She comes and sits back down, and then she proceeds to ask me more questions that I do not know the answer to. Because this is my first time going to the Social Security office myself. And she was like, well, do you have a hotspot? And I said, yes, I have a hotspot. She said, I just need to go on it, da 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 da. So I turned my hotspot on for her.
You did?
And mhm. And she says, what is it under? I said, she was like, here, my phone. I don't know what it says. like, I don't know. Like,
I'm okay. I'm listening because I'm
So then she ends up um asking me questions. She was like, "Well, you don't have to." She was like, "I won't look when you put the password in or whatever." Lady, okay. So then she was like, "I can't find it." She was like, "Are you looking it up?" No. Like, I'm back on Facebook. What are you talking about? I'm not looking up anything. Like, I'm back on Facebook at this point. Like, so she gets up. I thought she was getting up to come over there by me, which she did come over there by me, but she was asking other people about their hotspots. So she finally gets on to someone's hotspot or whatever. Um, then she asked me some more questions. Like once she did whatever she had to do, she asked me some more questions. Then she proceeded to be like, so can I leave back out and come back in? I was like, ma'am, I don't know. Cause literally I don't know. Like that's literally one of my pet peeves. People asking me questions about stuff that I clearly don't know. Like this is my first experience there. I don't know. I don't work there. I don't know these people. I don't know how they operate. I don't know anything about the Social Security office other than that's where you get to change your name and all that stuff and get a new Social Security card. That's it. That's the extent of what I know. I don't know anything else. She continues to ask me questions. She finally gets her stuff and goes outside. I think she went to smoke. Proceeds to come in. This is where I'm like, things be happening to me and people be like, has to be shocked because this is not real life. She comes back in, that's somewhere else. I'm on the third row. She was on the second row. Now she's on the first row. She's on the first row at this point, and she turns back around to me. Mind you, I'm on third row. She turns back around to me and she said, someone took my money out of my wallet, ma'am. It took everything in me. I'm literally texting one of my friends. It took me everything in me not to crack up laughing. One, we at the Social Security office, so she probably getting a check. I don't have time. I don't have time to deal with people that get checks like that. I don't have time. I don't have time because I don't know what they're gonna do. Just saying. So I'm literally looking at this lady like, no, and then like there's two people beside her, and they were like, you were sitting right here. Like they're trying to tell her where she used to sit at because now she's sitting beside me. And I'm like, yes, but her stuff was right there. Nobody came on that road, nobody touched anything. And then the guy was like, ma'am, your wallet is right there. And she was like, yeah, I know the wallet's right there, but my money is gone. Why are you looking at me? Because one thing I'm not is a thief. One. And two, I would never steal anybody money. And three, you are here in the Social Security office. You sound like you be getting checks from them. I'm definitely like, I'm not stealing anybody's money anyway. I never even touched her items, nothing.
But she did tell you to watch them, right?
Yeah, and I did watch them. They were right there. I never touched anything. And I'm like, are you trying to insinuate that I am potentially took your money? Because I would never take your money.
Sound like that's what she was saying.
Exactly. And I wanted so much to crack up laughing at this lady because are you being serious? Like, am I being punked? Because you literally have turned around every 5 minutes to ask me a question like I know better. And now I supposed to, on top of the Wi-Fi and everything else, now I'm supposed to know what happened to your money in your wallet that you may or may not ever had in your wallet in the first place. And I'm gonna go with she never had it. Because no one touched your item. And plus, not to mention, we are literally in this big open space. Nobody touched your item. Everybody was looking like the other people was looking like, what is this lady? And I'm literally right there, like wanting to bust out laughing. But like I said, I think she gets the check there. So I don't want no problems.
One thing, let's say this. I'm shocked that you actually was holding conversation with her. Two, I'm shocked that you even, was open to the fact that she could use your hotspot and you said you had a hotspot. I'm a little shocked at that.
I'm like, I barely know. She talking about what's my, I think it was like SSID or whatever. Baby, I'm good. I'm doing good enough to know that I have a hotspot on my phone. Leave me alone. I don't know anything else after that point. Because that's literally one of my pet peeves. And I had to ask my mom, and that's why I posted on Facebook. I was like, I asked my mom, I was like, does my face say I'm friendly?
Hell no.
And she was like, no.
That'll be a negative Ghost Rider.
Because it's not. My face does not say friendly. So I don't know why she's asking me all these questions. And I'm literally, like I said, at this point, then she ended up getting on the phone and talking to somebody. And I think she was mentioning about her missing money. Baby, I didn't take your money. I had no reason to take your money.
How long was you in there after that?
I was in there for a long time. I was in there for hours.
This was personal work.
Work. I was like, because what are we doing?
How long was she there after you, when you left? Was she still there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then, like, she went to the window, like, because they called my number and they was like, come to the window, whatever. And then I did what I had to do. And then she got behind, like, she was the second person. And I wanted to ask another question. I said, you know what? I'm going back to work. I'm not, because ain't no telling. I don't want to get too close to her because, again, I think she get a check. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't get offended. But I'm just
getting a little SSI disability, little SSDI or something right now.
Because I was like, there's no way you question me.
You stole that lady money.
I wouldn't dare.
Did she have a lot of bags?
No, I think she had like a coat and a bag.
Okay,
and then somehow she ended, like, the man ended up seeing, like I said, the wallet or whatever. I never even saw the wallet until he had pointed it out to me. I also wasn't looking for it. I was just like, nobody, like, if somebody, my whole thing is somebody tells me to watch something for them, especially a person that I don't know, that's somebody else. That's what, like, that's how I watch stuff. Like, if somebody tries to sit there, no, that's somebody else's seat. Or that's, that's their stuff. Like, I'm not gonna guard it like I will guard your stuff because I actually know you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know these people. I don't want to touch your stuff. Like, but if you were going somewhere, I would, like, literally probably put put the code and, like, actually physically hold your purse or something like that, or a bag or something like that, and just put like a code or something, to mark your spot. But a person I know, I don't want to touch anything because I am so, like, I don't want my DNA on anything. And then something happened. I'm just saying.
You didn't want your DNA on there.
I don't want my DNA on people, things that I don't know.
You didn't want, like, your
when I went to the casino and somebody was like, watch my thing, I literally just stood there. Like, I'm not touching anything because I don't want any problems. I don't want nobody to be like, ooh, transfer DNA. Baby, nope. No, absolutely not.
You've been watching them programs, baby. You hear me?
Trying to get me. And I ain't trying to get got. So I'm like, absolutely not. But yeah.
That's very interesting, Kim.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that.
Me
story.
either. Me either. Me either. Me either. But that's the check-in for this episode.
I'm shocked at her. Honestly, I'm shocked that you even gave your phone, looked up her wife, try to help her connect.
Yeah. hmm
I'm proud of
So
you.
thank you. So in 40 and unbothered, oh, baby, that reporter out of Jacksonville.
What's our
When I
auntie? What's
tell
auntie
you,
name?
oh man,
Uh, Look up auntie name, cause baby, that clip out you sent me, baby. She somebody questioned her. Baby, she done went down them list of credentials, baby, and said, and what? This is what I do, sister auntie. And she can't even get nobody no encouragement. The people right there talking about she fake journalism. Fake journalism is on Fox News.
their entertainment. Lynn Jones, that's her name.
Sister Lynn, you the auntie of the week, you the friend of the week, you the reporter of the week. Them people don't know who you is and what you about and what you done accomplished.
And
Right.
and she really did uplift him. Apparently, this is his first year as a head coach. Jacksonville Jaguars apparently sucked prior to him coming, and making it to the off season, to the is it off season?
No, to the round of the playoffs, I think. Or
Yeah,
in season,
postseason,
whatever.
postseason, postseason. That's the word I'm looking for. Postseason. So they just came up a little bit short, and you can tell the light in his face,
Yeah.
like he lifted his shoulders, his eye, like everything got lighter and brighter for him. Um, and she was, she's hometown. She's from Jacksonville. She was, making references of like Duval, all this stuff. I don't know what she was talking about, but I guess it's Duval County. I didn't know. I was like Duval, like I just
Yeah, I
know the
think that's the
comedian.
county in Jacksonville.
I just knew the comedian. I didn't know what they was talking about. I was like, I was just assuming it's the county. But I feel like people are. This is what's so sad. You have somebody that was trying to uplift somebody, letting them know, encouraging, and all of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And they're like, those are not the right kind of questions. And like someone said, so the right kind of questions is saying, so what do you think you should have did better? Like, what do you think? Like, to
Right.
me, that's it doesn't matter what you could have did better because you didn't win.
I mean,
And
she read the room and she read his energy and knew that what he needed at that moment wasn't a question about what could you have done better. What are your plans for the future? None of that stuff. She knew that that man needed a little bit of encouragement, and everybody
mhm,
needs encouragement, and that has nothing to do with her credentials as a
no,
journalist or a reporter. Again, she has stated that she has been in that field a long time, and she
mhm,
listed what her credentials are and what she has done. So
mhm,
therefore, we not gonna knock her and say she's not a journalist or she's not a reporter. No, that woman know what she is, and she read the room and she knew what that man needed. Because I
mhm,
guarantee you, the folks before her was asking that man a whole bunch of questions, and that man had shown that he felt defeated at that
yeah,
time. He
and you
felt
can
like
see it.
you can tell that that man felt defeated. He felt like he had failed him. He has failed himself. He has failed his team. He has failed the organization or whatever. And no matter what it was that he did and everything that he accomplished before that, but at that particular time, that man needed some type of uplifting. And she
Mhm,
did. And you can honestly see him like, breathe a sigh of relief and like, okay,
mhm,
thank you. Because I would have ended it right then and there after that. Next quick, y'all would have to catch me on Twitter whatever it is. You know, Sports Center, whoever the next person was that was going to interview me. But I would have ended that right then and there, because anything after that would do nothing but bring my spirits right on back down. So, Sister Lynn, you all right with me?
And the fact of the matter is that, you know, there's other sports journalists in the area, you know, sports journalists that, you know, had a lot to say, because nobody else had an issue with it. Jacksonville played it, I think, on their social media. The NFL played it on their social media. It was only, you know, some of the reporters, other sports reporters, journalists, or whatever, that had something to say. And I'm like, you were honestly just mad that your clip didn't. You're probably slightly jealous that your clip didn't go viral.
Oh, hell yeah. You know
that's probably what the issue is.
Right.
Because she was able to say something, and it was heard around the world. And
around the world.
And it showed at the human factor, and people are always like, you know, we're all human. Well, somebody gave some grace and showed humanity, and you have an issue with it. So you need to look deep in yourself and say, why does this bother me?
And you know what? That's what's wrong with the nation now. Nobody wants to show compassion and encourage one another. It's all about beating folks down and just making them feel bad or whatever, and being jealous of somebody. Again, the other people that was around here complaining was upset, like you say, because they clip or question didn't get noticed. Yeah. It's okay to be kind. It's okay to give uplifting, you know, give words of encouragement, because sometimes people need it. Who knows what that man would have done had he got home or whatever? Yeah. You don't know. She could have potentially saved that man from something. You know, because you know, when they sad and depressed or whatever, or feel like a failure, all kind of thoughts come in your mind.
Yeah.
All kind of thoughts. And so with him, I'm glad she did that for him. He gonna remember that for the rest of his life. And baby, she gonna get some tickets. She gonna get something. And I guarantee you,
already got tickets anyway. You know, media. She already gonna go to the game anyway.
But I guarantee you, she'll be the first one that'll get a question asked when they come back for the next season. She'll be the first. I guarantee you, he gonna look for her.
Yeah.
And she gonna be the first one that she'll be the first or the last, but she gonna be in that room.
Yeah.
Because he gonna always remember what she said to him.
And I think, like I said, I just think it was a very human moment, and something that she's obviously proud of. She should be proud of.
Oh yeah.
Because, like I said, you can tell his whole demeanor change.
Yeah.
His whole demeanor changed and everything. So I think that, you know, that's great for her and for him. And it was great for other people to see that you can ask, you know, you can even ask or either make a statement that's actually relevant instead of talking about the coulda, woulda, shouldas, because there's nothing you can do about the coulda, woulda, shouldas.
Right.
Those moments are gone. We gotta look, you know, you gotta look toward the future. So I definitely appreciate, you know, everything that she said to him, because like I said, you can tell everything that his demeanor changed. And he was, I think he was very appreciative of being able
he needed that.
Yeah, he did.
He needed that. He needed that at that moment. And there's nothing wrong with him getting that at that moment. So you all right with me, Lynn?
Okay. For episode 49, Meela, who is the friend in your head?
Friend in my head? Druski.
Okay.
Comedian Druski. Because Druski got these people, honey, razzle, dazzle, tangled up, tied up, twisted, all of the above, for exposing what these good old mega pastors do in the pulpit, and they theatrics, their antics, the stuff that they do in the spotlight when all of that stuff. And he is my friend because he is just telling it like he is, and I love that because he got them people around, and I'm here for that. I'm here for everything that Druski. This is his moment, and I'm here for it. And so he is my friend in my head for the day.
Okay then.
Because let me tell you, everybody wants to blame him for what he's done. There's no need to blame him. He just going off the material that he has been provided in these social media streets.
Yes.
That's all he doing. He just giving it back to y'all. And y'all, because see, it's a difference when these folks go sit down in these good people churches and they clapping and say, oh, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, 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 yes. Not knowing they dressing better than you, driving better cars, living better than you, but they teaching that prosperity stuff. Sometimes you can just keep not even sometimes, if you just keep the word simple and you don't have to give a whole stage presence and show.
With
keep
theatrics.
It simple. I don't need all that. You ain't got to fly in, baby, like a dove. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to bring no car. Oh, like we at the Price is Right. You gotta do that. You ain't got if you got a good pair of shoes on and they just happen to be Louboutins at that time, that's fine. But you ain't got to hold them up and kick your foot up every time so everybody can see it.
Okay. Your red bottoms.
You don't have to do that. Where are the pastors at now that like to get a good old custom made suit? You see what I'm saying? Good custom made suit. Or go down there to the K&G and get them a good suit. Men's Warehouse. Them the kind of preachers I want. Then they put a nice look. Then you get a nice little design. You get your nice little designer tie. I don't need you in the pulpit with Balenciaga on your sweatshirt.
And first of all, what happened to robes? Well, my pastor still wear robe.
Well,
every Sunday.
I don't wear them every Sunday. I don't wear them every Sunday, but he got a good suit on. Some pastors still wear your robe and your cross.
He wear the white one during first Sunday, and then he have a red one. Then I said, hold on. During Christmas time, I said, wait, this green. This is a red and green one. He got a whole new robe. A whole nother robe. He probably already had it. I just probably ain't never paid attention to it.
Ain't paid attention. But see, well, you don't need to be up there with your Christian Dior blazer on. Do we even know if Christian Dior make blazers like that?
Yeah, I think they had pulled up the thing. Yeah.
So again, I like that because we have I think the church in general sometimes has just gotten to be just too. It's like you are down at a play. It's too much.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah. Keep the word simple, and I think that's what it is. Keep it simple. But these people are being exposed, and they don't like that. They don't like it, and so that's why he is my friend in my head. Because he exposing. And think about it, these is a new set of mega preachers. These ain't the ones from when I was growing up or when our parents was growing up. These is a new age group of pastors. Yeah. Or whatever. And I think Michael Todd had gave his little comment because I want to say he said he had been, I guess, off social media, so people were sending him stuff or whatever. Shout out to the person on Threads that called him Pastor Wide Hips. I'm still not over that. Not over that. I'm not over that at all. But he was trying to explain, I guess, or Because a hit dog gonna holler. Let's just
Of
call it thing to
course.
thing. A hit dog gonna holler. And when you know that most of that stuff that Druski was doing was the stuff was what you did one Sunday in that pulpit. Because I want to say, so it was a clip on there, and it probably was on Threads, where he was getting his hair cut while he was preaching. And then also too, there was a car, may not been him, but that he had a car on stage.
It probably
I don't,
was Michael Todd.
yeah, I don't. Let me tell you, I don't know what part of the word, because he's the same one. And this is when I stopped following him on social media, when he spit and hit
Oh
and
yeah.
slapped a brother. He said it was his brother, but that's when I stopped following him, because there was plenty other things you could have put in your hand other than spit. Could have been water, could have been Play-Doh, could have been slime,
Okay.
could have been dirt, could have been salt and pepper, could have been
And you could have also
lily
just
lily
pretended.
flower.
You could have also just pretended. Like, do we not do make believe anymore?
I just feel that was just like there was several steps that you missed before you decided that you was gonna spit in your hand. But again, I just think there's no reason again that I feel like you should be preaching the word. What part of the Bible has where somebody was getting their hair cut while preaching? What part requires you to have a car on stage? What part requires you to fly in like a dove?
That's why I said it's all these theatrics. You don't need that. And don't get me wrong, like I understand like there's different demographics and all that stuff, but the only place I want to see a car at is gonna be in a dealership and in the parking lots.
Or the
I
price
don't
is
need to
right.
see in the I don't need to see a car inside the building if it's not a dealership for real. Maybe in the mall, you know.
In the mall, that's normal. In the
Yeah,
mall, yeah,
we
you're
can do
gonna have a
that.
car in there.
But in the church,
Unless it is being given away to one good member in the church, any random member in there. Unless you are presenting that car to a much needed parishioner, it don't need to be in there. And really, you don't even need to do that. You can just have the keys and flash the picture on the screen. So again, I feel that there's no need for all the theatrics and all this extra stuff. What happened to PowerPoint presentation? Give me 2, 3 pictures. My pastor do that. He'll put a picture up there what he referencing. But ain't nobody running around there flying in the air. Cause I don't know what I would do if I went to that church and I come in and I was visiting and I seen a pastor fly in. First of all, I didn't even know the church would be big enough for somebody to fly in and be hosted up in that air. You don't come from up on the way up that top in the balcony. You swinging down. No, we don't need that. We don't need it. So again, high five to Druski for putting these rascals on blast.
yes.
Because it's time. We need to go back to the old church. Go back. Everybody want to be. Everybody wants to be a superstar. Or most of these pastors want to be a superstar. If you don't have the talent to go out here and sing, rap, act, do whatever, don't make the church your theater.
Yeah.
If I'm in there trying to get the word of God, and you coming in here with pyros, you got a whole band and choir, and probably got some backup dancers. I don't need all that.
Yeah.
Give me some folks that march in when they singing with their choir robes on.
Not marching when they sang it.
March in. Take me back to the old school. And that's on what? Jesus.
So, for the grown folks question, it has to do with the comedian Ryan Davis was on Shannon Sharpe, and he basically made references that his relationship with his daughter became more transactional. Um, and my question would be, is there a because a lot of people were upset with him, making that statement because they're like, she's a child. Like, of course she's gonna want things from you because she's a child. Um, do you believe that it's a thin line between your child wanting things and your child seeing you as an ATM? I know we don't have kids, but I'm just saying in general, you used to be a
Uh
you used to be
I
a
mean, I
child.
think that line is. I don't have none except for Sonny. Um, I think that is a thin line because we have to look at it like this: if he's getting money. So
Hmm.
we don't know who is in her head saying, "Well, your daddy got it." We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is, and I'm quite sure the dynamic shifted when some realized that his money is getting a little bit, he getting more money now. So let me ask for it. So yeah, I think there's a very thin line, and I'm quite sure the little girl. And now again, if she's a teenager,
I think it's like 10.
teenagers. Oh, oh, that's strictly somebody telling her, "Ask your daddy."
Yeah.
That's all that is. That's definitely somebody saying, "Ask your daddy," because she's 10. She's seeing what he's doing, but also too her mama or anybody in the family knows. Okay, your daddy got a little money, so ask him. And I'm quite sure his feelings were hurt. And I didn't see I've only seen bits and pieces of that interview.
Yeah.
So, and it seems like it's definitely a really good interview. So I would like, because I know he said also too, um, he refused a picture with Tracy Morgan or something. So I think he know the dynamic shifted with his daughter. Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely probably went from, "Hey, love you, daddy, miss you, daddy," to, "Can you buy me XYZ?" Because she's at 10, she's seeing folks what they got on the inters and the net, all of that stuff, and she thinking, "Okay, my dad can buy me a little bit of this."
And then to me, I don't even know if I don't even know because let's just be honest. And I'm gonna have to talk about little my little nephews. Kids don't know anything for real. Um, they think anybody that got anything has money. They don't
Mhm.
know. They don't know your money for real.
Right.
When I did not have a job in 2024, my little nephew, he's 10 years old now. So he would have been like 8 or 9 years old at this time. He wanted some money. And I told him, well, I ain't even got no job. He said, don't you got a house? And he said, you pay your mortgage, don't you? Meaning that if I pay that, I can give him money. That does not correlate with
I
me
mean,
having
when they
extra
want
money
money,
for
they want
him.
money.
Exactly. So I don't know, like, and I don't think he just mostly mentioned that it was transactional. I know people are like that he was calling his daughter a gold digger, and I haven't seen the whole thing myself either, just the clips. But even from what I listened to, I didn't get a feeling of the daughter being a gold digger. But I think realistically, it does not matter how much money you have or you don't have. Kids at that age don't know any better. Like I said, my that little boy thinks I don't know how. Like I have asked him, like sometimes, That boy think I make way more money than I make. I'm telling you right now. And that's what I'm saying. Like, kids don't know any better. Like, so they just know that they want something. And they know that I can ask my auntie, I can ask my mama, I can ask my daddy, I can ask my grandmama. Like, that's all they know. They don't
Mm-hmm.
know anything about real actual money. You tell a kid you got $50 and you tell a kid you got $50 million, and them kids gonna look at you the same way because they don't know any better. They don't have a lot of kids, at that age, they probably should have a little bit more concept of money and stuff like
Right.
that. But I don't think, because even if they had a concept of money, they don't know how much things cost.
But I also think too, in his situation, I think it could definitely be her mama saying, "Ask your daddy for XYZ or for more money." While kids do not have, understand money and how much you have, but I think the mama or somebody in that family knows your dad is on TV, he's on the internet, he collecting money, he got more money than he had years ago or whatever.
See, I'm just saying, like, to me, I just don't know, because I know the kids in my family, and baby, they'll go down the line. Like, they literally, like, that same nephew was like, my uncle telephone number. You just calling somebody that's gonna give it to you. So it's not even at that point. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't think they just want it, and they just know somebody in their family member, like in their family, is probably gonna be able to get it to them. They don't care. They don't
True.
care who they asking. They could ask the neighbor. I know little kids that be like, let me just ask somebody else.
You got $5.
Okay. Like, kids, I don't think kids really have that whole complete concept of it, of all of that. So I don't, I, I don't, unless clearly we have not watched the whole interview. We just watched the clips. But from what I have seen and what other people have posted and made it seem like he's calling his child a gold digger, I think absolutely not. He's not calling his child a gold
Right.
digger. But just like anybody, like, and then also, like, people say, me and my little broke best friend, because look, kids are broke. They don't have any money for real unless somebody else gave it to them. They're not working. They are broke. They're gonna come to you because they know you're an adult. You're their family member. You're their father, sister, well, not sister, father, mother, grandparent,
Mm-hmm.
auntie. They know who to go to, what kind of family members to go to when they want something.
True.
So I just think that, but I also feel like adults, on the other hand, they do the same thing too.
They do.
So you
They
can't
do.
get, for people getting mad at a child or people getting mad that it's been said. It is what it is to
It
me.
is what it is. And this is the thing. He knows his child. And he knows when the dynamics shift, when the mood shifted, and how she was before the fame and how she is now. So we can't, and he's speaking his truth. So we can't
Yeah.
sit here and get mad at him uh, for saying what his daughter's doing. He done peeped it. That's not saying she a gold digger.
No.
He just
And
know that his daughter went from "I love you, daddy" to "run me my money."
I think I don't know about you, but I know me. I used to call my mom by her first name because she allowed me to. All of us call her by her first name. Not a big deal, other than one of my brothers, but okay. He called her by her last name. Why? I don't know. I say all that to say this. When I wanted something, I would be like, Mama. And she'd be like, What you want?
Mm,
But I feel like most people are like that to their parents anyway.
true. I mean, a
So
parent
like
knows.
they know by
They
based on the tone or
yeah,
whatever. Like you ain't saying this just for saying this. You're saying this
right,
because you want something.
right, right, right. That's
And
true.
I think that's normal because again, people are kids. They're
Mm-hmm.
broke. They don't have money. If they could go open up that Amazon, which some kids do, go open up their Amazon and purchase it for themselves, they will go ahead and without your consent, they would do it.
Well, kids have done it. I've seen on TV.
Exactly. Exactly. I know some in my own family.
They have
Just
done it.
saying that's done it,
Done
baby.
ran up
Okay.
the Amazon tab.
So I say all that to say, like, it's to be expected as a parent to, like, it's expected for my nephews and nieces to call me and ask me for something. Like, it is
Mm-hmm.
what it is.
Right,
Like I
right. I
said,
get it.
that little boy doesn't have any concept of how much money I have for real.
But he know you got it. He know you got
And
something.
and the other one, my little baby, he be wants expensive stuff. Boy, I can't afford that. Why would I even pay for that?
What did he ever do with the other thing he got one time? Was it a safe?
I did buy him a safe. I don't think he did anything with his safe. I don't know why he wanted a safe, but I'm almost positive I did buy him that safe that year, that Christmas. I don't.
He ain't hiding nothing
He
in it.
just wanted to hide stuff from his little brother. That's all he wanted to do.
So you don't even know if he really used it.
He probably didn't. I, now they just want Roblox. They just want money. It is what it is.
Hey,
I don't send them presents anymore because it is what it is. I just send them cash or send them Roblox. Unless they tell me a particular item, then yes. But otherwise, no. But that's what
mm,
I'm saying. They have no concept because there's no way you're telling me about uh what are those things called?
what?
Like a spider, those spider type things, the cars. You know,
The,
like the three wheels.
the Vipers or whatever they call them or something like that.
I thought they were spiders.
With the okay. Who he
Like
want
three.
one again? Oh,
And I said, "Are you asking me?" And I said,
what? Where
"You
he gonna
can't be
drive
asking
this
me."
at?
His neighborhood.
Get him a big wheel.
My baby is 13 years old now.
Okay. Get him a bigger big wheel.
But yeah, but like I said, I don't rich or famous unless they are older, they don't really have a concept of that for real.
That's true.
I think once they get older, then yes, they can understand money, they can understand, a lot better. And I'm not saying kids don't understand money. I'm just saying I don't think they ain't meshed the two and two ain't never went together yet
But with
until they
kids,
get
think about it.
older.
I don't think two and two ever go together with kids. That
That's my
math,
point.
their math don't math. And if I think back to when I was a kid, mine didn't math either when I was asking for money. I didn't care.
Okay, they
So
try to be like, you think money grow on trees? Be like, actually it does because it's paper.
that part. So I knew I could ask, leave my granddad, no granddaddy, can you leave me XYZ? Or make my rounds when I came home from college, baby. $20 from 1, 2, 3. I done left Chattanooga by baby $80 in the car, and I had that little small car, baby, the tennis shoe, the Chevrolet Metro, a tank of gas, baby, was at least $10 riding. So I know as I got older, and I was still able to get some money from folks, my 1 or 2 went in. So I mean, I get it. I mean, I think each parent knows their child,
Yeah.
and they know when when the mood has shifted. And it can change later on, and she can be like, "Hey, daddy, love you," yada 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 yada. She just may be at that age now where she just wants that money.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, no telling. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, that's all for episode number 49 of Real Life is Friends podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I'm Meela. I didn't even show y'all sunny today, but that's okay. Stay warm, people.
Yes.
Stay
So
warm.
just want to remind everyone to keep it real, keep it funny, and keep it in the chat. Until we see you next time.
Peace up. A-Town. Down.